Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's healthy and happy, having great, positive, and productive days. My name is Goiana Ferreira, and I welcome all of you, presidents, government leaders of all countries, families, citizens of this planet Earth. So let's welcome some more friends from South Korea, Kim Tok-hun, and from Armenia, Armen Sarkisian, from Kosovo, Vjosa Osmani, from Palestine, Mahmoud Abbas, from Somaliland, Maus Bihi Abdi, from Abkhazia, Aslam Bezahania, from Artsakh, Araik Harutiuniam, from Cyprus, Nikos Anastasiades. And my dear friends, for all of you that are listening, thank you so much for joining us and helping us. We are going to receive our teachers here in Florida, our university teachers, because they are the ones that supposedly know the best, and it will be a gift to have them here with us, helping us to complete all those handbooks that we have made and make them really the best for us to start our 4 weeks of family cleanup and for us to build our community gardens, and then the 28 volunteer weeks. Thank you so much for your participation. I'm going to tell you a few topics of this handbook from the Department of Education for you to have an idea. And soon, as we get ready, we will launch our organization and have everything at our website for you to have a look with all details needed. We will have an evaluation and have one educational system for every country exactly the same. So for all the academics that there is, the same way we will have one language, only English, we will also have one math system. Everyone will be learning the same exact thing for each grade, and that will help a lot. And also, we will have the best school. We are going to evaluate, all the schools that there is this moment, what they're doing, how they're doing things, and get the best. How those children are growing up, becoming teenagers, and how they're doing, how happy they are, how motivated they are to go to university, how happy they are with their own lives, because that's what counts the most. Is not to fill up children, teens, with so many different subjects, so many academic items, but about life, about enjoying life as well, about learning what's important for life and being happy every day. What was your best class? Everyone, when the father, the mother asks a child, "Mom, I love them all. It was so great to go to school." That's what we need to listen from our children, from our students. What was the best? All of them. "Oh no, I don't want to go home." So many times I heard that in the schools I taught, in the world of education. So many times. "I don't want to go home." So, we need schools like that the children will feel welcoming, the children will feel really great. They also will learn academics, but they also will have time to have fun, to enjoy, to play games, to interact with each other. We need recess for our children. I don't know how happened that schools and government let them do it. The school district took out recess, took out proper, decent, strong, well-made PE classes for everyone. They can substitute with other things. They can take other classes. Only 6 months is enough. We cannot have those type of education. Filled with computer and online items, and the children don't know much. They know more than adults, but they don't know much about life, about happiness, about joy, about respect, about dignity. All those things are very important. Many different countries, children are disrespecting parents, disrespecting teachers. Teachers are afraid of them. They threaten parents, they threaten teachers. And if they don't give the grade they want, it's better watch out. In front of others, amazing what happened with our society in many, many places. So my friends, now it's time for us to raise our standards, for us to be even better and bring an education that we'll be proud of, an education that will honor, an education that will teach what they need, and they will also grow with happiness into their new lives and start university knowing exactly what they want to do, because that's what we can do with our children, because they are going to experience so many different things during all those years from first grade until 14th grade. And we are not making children as robots to teach them so much or have dual enrollment for them to be doing high school and also university at the same time. We will be forbidden for parents to teach 2-3 years old academics, start with literacy or anything else. That's not needed, that's not time. Infants need to learn how to crawl, and then they need to learn how to walk. It's one thing at a time. We cannot push anyone, because yes, they can do it, right? But what about the consequences that people can have later in life? That's what we have to examine. We cannot have situations like that. We have to give more knowledge to our parents so they know what to teach their children, and they will be teaching exactly the same thing as the preschool, as the school, and nothing above that, because it's not needed, as I said. Everyone needs to go to their milestones and be ready for academics at every new year. And some items at a time. We cannot give everything at once. And it's not needed to give anything that's not useful. Yes, we have a lot of exercises like math and essays for us to develop the brain, how is the capacity. But it's better to have a child to write one very well written essay, 1 page, instead of 4 that they don't it's all lost. 4 pages essay, for what reason? 1 or 2, that should be plenty. They have to focus and put everything there. And later, then it's okay, right? In middle, high school, they can start writing a bit more. But then it will be like a project, not an essay for a classwork. No homework, that's another thing we're going to do, because it's not needed. Children will be at school until 2 o'clock, for sure. From 2 to 5 or 2 to 6, depending on if their parents work, they will be having fun, with different activities, learning, working out. The little one's going to rest for an hour. The preschool student's going to rest, or even more than that, because they will be getting up really early. But they're safe. We know that they're safe. Little ones, older ones, they will be at school every single day. The parents work. even vacation days that we can have some summer camp, they will be enrolled in proper places. But for academics, we have only 4 educational sites. That's the preschool, the school until 14th grade. We have the adult education for English, for everyone that needs to catch up, complete high school, and things like that. And also for the elders afterwards to do proper workouts and fun classes. And university, that's it. We are not going to have for academics, for new learning, nothing else. No private schools of this, private schools of that. And bring to the gym here, bring to the swimming classes over there, because that's not needed and not safe, not good for those children. Okay? So nature events can have activities as fun, for themselves during vacation time, for families, different programs, as you will see, but not to teach academics, not to teach, to tutor them in any way, any reason. Okay. The teacher training, every teacher training will start with this 2-year course, nature course, because it's very important for us to connect to nature and plant and learn about the environment, where people live, what we can plant. So everyone will start with 2-year course. And for preschool, everyone needs to go to university as well, because some countries let teachers be almost nothing, right? They study 40 hours, that's enough. So we cannot do that. Teachers for all age groups need to be real teachers. That's very important. And learn how to play with them and teach them with games and activities. And be knowledgeable. We will have a humanity that's more knowledgeable, and teachers need to be more knowledgeable for sure. And learn, how it's the process, and not just be right there taking care of them. So all this is a big process that we have to achieve. So we have to study. It's very important for us to have knowledgeable teachers. All teachers that complete their bachelor's or master's or PhD will be counted, of course, if they did a licensed university, and then they will take some tests. Everyone will take tests to see how they are doing. All of us, to see how we are doing. And those that need will study more, to learn more, to know more, right? That's important. We will also have some, during vacation times, we will have some weeks of renewal. Renewal weeks is for the teachers to come and, learn some different games and, while meeting others. And of course, the couples always will be together. And the children can be at nature events or at their own school if they're having summer or winter camps. Mostly summer. I don't know if we're going to have that on winter, because winter will be a short vacation for everyone. The English language will be checked, everything, and will be simplified and also have higher standards. What that means? I already changed many words or even many spelling, so we will have a better language, and it's a lot to improve. So we will check the dictionary and also expressions, things we say, how we say, to improve and have a better language. It will be also mandatory. We will have requirements for all educational sites owners, for all teachers, for all students, like the handbook for each one. Our education, it's based on community gardens, agroforestry, connection to nature, gratitude to God, and value of high standards. Be respectful, be polite, be happy, have dignity, all these things. That's a gift for us, an education that we will really honor. We will have new books and new dictionaries, because all the books that we already have, academic books I mean, so maybe we need to improve a little something here, a little something there. All of them need to be in English. So we will have a new set for everyone. And the old books we can recycle at our own community gardens, cut them small and place them down where it's possible, and don't mix on areas that we will be planting food, because they have ink and can be harmful. Some ink are really, not good, based on petroleum. So we will find every residential community, every educational sites, we will recycle own books, because it makes no sense for us to send out to recycle those books that with a lot of chemicals that will be sent to nature somehow. We don't need and don't want that to happen. And we cannot send all those books to be incinerated, because there's no need for that as well. So we will cut tiny, the children will have fun. Sit some every day a little bit, sit there on the grass, get some baskets and cut them small. Schools that already have can put them on shredders and use far away from places that we will plant food now. Okay, so everyone will be safe. No martial arts, because we work for peace. So no martial arts of any type. They're not needed, not sustainable, not at schools, not at home. So it's forbidden to teach or to write or to talk about or to have videos about them, because we need a humanity that works for peace. That's very important. All headquarters assistant teams for the 28 weeks and after will be located in chosen universities. So will be a group of teachers of that university that already teach that specific university, that will be the assistant team of the city, of the county, of the state, and national. And we have also international one that will be here in Florida, United States. We won't have substitute teachers because they are not needed. Everyone will be really healthy and won't miss work. If one day rarely happens, those kids will be shared among the other teachers on the same grade. A few here, a few there, done. But that won't happen because we're really healthy and we enjoy proper vacation days, proper weekend days, proper week breaks, and we will be happy and healthy. So we won't miss. Everyone will have their appointments during vacation days, and that no one needs to miss school for any reason. Volunteers are welcome to come. When they retire, right, they're welcome to come. Of course, now during the 28 weeks, we are going to have many volunteers, but I mean afterwards. But they cannot take a place or a salary of someone else. It needs to be a real volunteer to be helping to add to it, because all the job positions for all sites will be counted and will stay forever. So for schools, for everything, how many staff members each place will have after the 28 weeks, of course. Okay, that amount. So now we will really need a lot of volunteers so we can attend so many children. Right now they're going to have tutoring at their own school. We will do the best we can to attend those children. Even children, as I said, that never went to school before. So we have to do our best and don't and give them time to learn, because it was not their fault if they live in the middle of the forest. That's how happened. And we need to give some time to some of them to learn, and everyone needs to learn English as well. That will be other work, a lot of work, but we will get it. And between nice teachers and outside learning games, we will get it for sure. The music is something that's very special, and we will sing more than play instruments. We will sing, gentle, harmonious songs. We will sing, because that's very important for many different reasons, and also help the human to develop different capacities. So it's a real gift. Even for percussion, instead of having percussion instruments, we are going to do percussion with our own hands, and as has already some choirs have been doing that, and it's really beautiful. We can do many different things with our own bodies. Hands, feet, clapping, snapping, and so on. Teacher salaries will be the same as for every other profession. We will have a list of them, and we will have, because the students will be paying, we'll have 4 different prices according to the school and the place, but nothing else. So if that school is assigned number 1 or number 4 for the students to be paying them, the according price as established by the organization, the teachers will have that same salary. Because we do have some difference, we can't compare. So, but everybody, everywhere will have only these 4 different prices already established, from clothes, shoes, education, and everything else, real estate, and things we need on a daily basis. Because that's important for us to don't change price here, change price there, and then people go so far away because over there is a different price. So people will decide now where they will live, and also according to their previous practices, and where they want to live, and where is important for them to be, because some people can only be healthy in warmer places. So all this, it's important. And the price established won't change forever. So if a school has that price, the teachers will have that same salary according if it's which list it is, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and we are not changing anymore. Because that's really sustainable. That's the most positive way. Transportation. Everyone will walk or run in the morning to their educational site. Parents will bring the little ones to preschools, and all the others can go with some elders company, depending on their day, if they have free that day, or because if they go to adult education for some fun classes, they have to stay there the whole morning or the whole afternoon. Twice a week, right? We establish twice a week for workout, twice a week for fun days if they want, because that's really important. So the children won't be alone all the time. And to come back from school the same way, the grandparents that can accompany them, because we don't want buses all over. They're safer. Yes, they are, but they're not sustainable. How are we going to be producing buses and buses and buses and have all these children inside without walking? So it's important to walk. School's going to be close by, everyone will walk. And adult education and university, maybe we have less of them around. Adult education, we're still going to have quite many. But for universities, they can, if really needed, they can take urban buses. But they can also walk, because that's the most positive way for us to be really sustainable and positive. Computers. All educational sites, with the exception of the preschool, will have the least number of computers as possible. We'll have computer classes instead of computer for everyone, everywhere. That's not sustainable. So each class goes to that computer, do that assignment, get out. And that class will be busy during the whole day instead of having empty classes with computers all the time. Computers will be the most durable and the most efficient as possible, with very good materials. It will be more expensive, but we know that they will last for many, many years. So the ones that, the existing ones, will be examined if we can use them or not. They will be checked, cleaned up, block many things that we don't need, and won't have all those apps for students to be navigating different places. That's not needed, not positive. And we'll have very basics, all the basics for them to learn wherever they need. Mostly now for these first years, for everyone to really learn English in different ways, and the number of computer assigned, authorized for each educational site will be the ones that will stay forever. So whichever number of classrooms of computers, even that now for these 15-20 years we'll have many students, and we will find a way to have them all. Class is going to be really packed. Afterwards will decrease in number, because all this generation will already marry, and after that, with some exceptions, all couples will have only 2 children. For now, some counties can have 4, until we reach about 4 billion people in our planet. That's the estimate that we are having up to the moment, maybe even more. But after that, these few generations, we will have less students, but that's fine. So it's the same as our houses. We have to make an extra effort now, because we're not going to build huge houses for everyone, because not needed, or extra classrooms that won't be needed for future years, future decades. Stories for children will be brought, but very harmonious, very positive stories, the same as literary books for all age groups. People that were winners, stories that will inspire people to be better, will inspire people to be to have more dignity on their lives, or to work for good causes, for people to have better families. All those other books gonna be gone, because they're not needed. People gave value to so many stories and books that are really negative, not positive. So let's focus on the positive, start a new humanity with a good base, with new beginnings, and everyone united, holding hands. We really can do that. If everyone will volunteer, will work, will have extra hours of love, of kindness, we will get all this done, accomplish it in a very beautiful way. Handwork. We will evaluate all details of hand work. because from stitching to sewing, what we can do, what we really need, what we don't need, because we know that the children need, since they're little, they need manipulatives, they need more, they have better connection with their brain, will be in a better position. So for all these situations, we are going to examine each year what will be the best for them to have, what can be reusable over and over. For example, little children that can use the same strings over and over instead of bringing so many items home. That's what we are going to avoid. So they will work, do things, even small animals they can do in crochet, and for the other children to play, or for themselves first, of course, on that year. Then on the following year they can use, if it's up to the 4th grade, or what we're going to do. So we have to, it's a lot to accomplish, because it's all connected to the brain. Everything that we work with our hands, our fingers, make connections to our body. So we have to evaluate that with real awesome teachers for us to make a decision together, make a decision united, examine all details for each one, for each age group, and then we will give an answer, and it will be really special. All our festivals will be really connected to nature. We will do celebrations. On the future, the children can be barefoot for their presentations in the cover grounds, in the green area, and we'll sing outside and have a simple and value what's most important. Parents will be there, other parents can have a look. So we are going to have classes will also perform plays. They will have theater classes, right? They will perform, and the stories will be inspiring stories, as I already said. And we will also have food that is organic, natural, some special ones, because that will be special days. We can have special desserts, but with fruits. We don't need sugar, we won't have sugar, but with fruits. And share on these special moments. People can sit outside if it's a warm day. They also will have some places inside if it's a cold day, like gymnasiums can be set up for the winter festival, or some classrooms that the parents pass to each class and do different things. So we will have many different but positive activities for those days. Children of all age groups will be taking tests about our Constitution along all years. For some of them that are really important will be every year, at least for these 10 years, because we're all learning, and it's very important for all children, teens, young adults and elders to really know our Constitution. So for these 10 years we're going to have a different schedule. And for afterwards, some things will continue every year, and some items will be every other year. So we will organize those items by grade level. And they will still have to take some tests at the university, so they won't forget, because that's important, because some people have very good laws, but they don't know about them, because or they study once and forgot, because that can happen, or they never even have access to it. So it's very important for everyone to be studying the Constitution for their whole lives until they complete their PhD. By then, I'm sure they won't forget anymore, and retired people won't need to test about them anymore. I think maybe every 5 years that makes sense, to have a test, but I'm sure that everyone gonna have a very good memory. But just in case, I think it's good. Every 5 years is the most important. They have to go and take this test at the adult education. All the school furniture will be checked from desk, computers, everything, and we will offer the exact measurement for each one. Why is that? Because according also to the children of most of the children of that age group, because that's important for us to have standards. And in some cases we do have children that are much taller, other ones that are very skinny, other ones that, we have many differences now. But by blending different races and having the same practices for everyone will have about the same physical body type and height. Every school will be paying to be registered now with the organization, for them to be up to code and follow everything and update everything that's needed. Every school, according to this list of 4 prices and nothing else, will be charged, and they will send the money to the organization. The organization will do the best we can to register the following community in need. To start will be the new lands. That's our priority, is the new lands. So we can have schools, we can have housing for families to start moving from locations that are needed. Those new lands will be located in tropical and subtropical countries that do have a lot of space and good soil, the best as possible, because that's very important as well. And they will be paying, all educational sites will be paying the same as all other business owners. But I don't want to say prices here right now, because we have to evaluate and examine all details and then give a price of these 4 lists. Our young children, for plays and presentations, we can have some costumes, that's fine, but more natural cotton costumes, because to be sustainable, right, the least as possible synthetic, because we're going to have some synthetics at the house, such as sweaters and blankets, but not at the school. It won't be needed. At schools we will use 100% organic, non-bleached, non-GMO cotton. For now, maybe a little bit, but in the future will be really standard. And we will have different colors. They also will have different fabrics to play. All the kindergartens and preschool children will have different colors, different sizes of fabrics for them to play. And their little houses, make tents and build, and also blocks and wood inside the classrooms. They can have that, because we still have winter time, and it's also important for them to play inside as well. And then from 1st to 4th grade, then will be diminished all these different things, objects and toys, but they can still have fabrics. Even middle and high school, they will have classes for theater classes to present beautiful special plays, because that's very important. They will be learning grammar, they will be learning pronunciation, accent that we decide is the best. All of these things they will be learning to express themselves, to not be shy and feel comfortable in front of others. All these things they learn with plays, and they start when they're little and then grow and more, because we want a humanity with leaders, with good parents that knows well how to communicate instead of avoiding others. So we need parents that know well what they're doing, how they're doing, and for them to be garden department directors of of great personality, great communication, right? So we want great professionals in our humanity, and these plays help a lot. Those games help a lot for us to be interacting to each other. So that will be really beautiful, right? And people can take turns on plays, depending on the year, because the teachers will know everything will be posted on the child's records. So sometimes a few children will be leaders, will be the ones that will be busy all the time, will be the ones that do gymnastics in between the play when it's possible, and they will perform inside and outside, because that's also something that we can do. If it's cold or like rainy season, they have plays inside at the auditorium. Every school will have an auditorium and a gymnasium, because those things are important. Mostly if it's in cold area, we can't have children playing outside if it's freezing. Even that they run, we will avoid the gymnasiums, but every school will have auditoriums. Yeah, that's right. Because auditoriums, if it's raining, they need a place to be, right? They need a place to be. And for gymnasiums, depends on the zone, the area. And that we will need help from professionals to see what's the best, because we need fresh air, but we also can't be having PE classes every day in the rain. So we will do our best and have all established by zone. Notebooks and books. Children will be making their own books. How is that? They will be having their class. The teacher will have the class ready for them to copy, and many things will be given on projectors, and some of them they can copy in other ways, and a few academic books will be needed. But we are not going to have books that the children fill them up. We are not having that. They do their assignments on extra paper, but not on the book itself, because quite a few countries do that, right? They fill up on their own book. No, children need copying. It's very important even for their brain. It's very important. Copy again, make beautiful margins, straight, all aligned, make proper paragraphs. So it will be beautiful. They will have these notebooks, will be their books shown on festivals. Parents can pass, have a look. Children can look of their following grades, the grades they will start the following year, and have a look, and look on the work they did themselves. It's going to be really special, really beautiful. On those notebooks, they also will do many drawings, color drawings. We are not going to have graffiti drawings because they are not positive. So how they can do for very special things, they start really gentle with the color, and as the drawing progress, they will use more color, will be harder strokes, let's say. So their drawing will be exactly how they want. So there is no need for us to use graffiti and then color on the top of it like some people do. We don't need that. Children won't be bringing their notebooks home. Why is that? Because we're not going to have backpacks. They're not going to have homework. None of that is needed. Parents will go to the schools and check their children's book there at festivals and also at parents' meetings, because the teacher will be explaining how was the previous term, right, that 10 weeks, and what they will be learning soon after. And all the books will be at the class, and the parents will be moving from class to class to check those items for the older kids. And for the younger kids, they will have all the books right there. So parents, it's mandatory for parents to attend proper school meetings, parents meetings, so they can follow, their child learning process. And every time the teachers will explain why they're learning that, why and how. So for parents to be well informed, even that we have everything online, they will be repeating over and over because that's important for them. And when parents will be coming for those parents meetings, the children will be coming as well. And that is the details, what children will be doing. So for sometimes they can stay inside with the parents, and sometimes it's better for showing their own work, and depending on the situation they can be playing outside. If there is a need for the teacher to be talking something special, if a child by any chance are not doing good, that will be done by emails, because then we have proper records of both sides. So the parents and the teacher that notice anything, any need, they will be reading over and over their emails before they send it out. So we have real proper records of what's going on, if it's a situation, a learning situation, wherever it is. Okay? All children of all ages will have an area to play and proper recess. So for the little ones, it will be 1 hour outside play in the morning, 1 hour in the afternoon as well, and with the extra hour of planting time. So in the morning they will have basically 2 hours outside, 1 to play, 1 to plant. And they will have this recess and longer breaks for the lunchtime, and everyone will have a proper, let's say, play area. For the little ones will be a playground, for older ones can be something else, but we need some free time. It's important. And for the older ones, we will see how long we need for people to sit, relax, take some sun, right? And enjoy the moment, talk to each other a little bit. All recess for all age groups will have proper teachers right there. For the little ones, offering games. Teachers are not going to be sitting, just look a little bit, it's okay. But everyday teachers will take turns, because they also need a break, right? But teachers, couples, will take turns, and they will be playing games with the children, such as elementary and middle school. For the older ones, we can also do games, but in a different way, like social games and interactive games, and we will have all of them listed at our website. For all ages, elementary, middle, high school, they will also have like courts, outside courts, for them to play basketball or circles of volleyball, because we don't want to have the same thing as PE, but they will have fun outside. They can make those things, and then teachers can come play with them a little bit, be part of the game, so it's not always only them. So if they have a little circle for volley, that would be nice. Basketball is a little different because they're much taller than the children, or teens are much taller than themselves. But for volley, it's fine. If it's a circle, a volley circle, that's fine. And also for climbing trees, we will have specifics, up to 2 meters, up to 1 meter, how much that will be authorized. And trees that are authorized to be climbed, we will have their pictures, how they are, how they look, so we will be safe children are not going to climb 5, 6, 7, 8 meters, because that's not safe. We are not going to have accidents at school, so we have to be safe, because that's not reasonable, that's not safe. Even that many children can do that. Oh yes, they can climb really high, but we need to have proper specific information about that, how much they can do, how they can do, because we will also need some to collect fruits, but most as possible with bamboo, posts. So we won't be using leather, we won't be using all these belts, security gear, the best as possible. But for playtime, we don't want, and we are not going to have children climbing too high. From 2 to 4 meters, up to 2 meters. That's what we are focusing on. Allow children up to 2 meters. And from that point up, I need the other university teachers to be sharing information, sharing ideas, because I see many times children climbing 4 meters. Yes, they do. In the schools I work, and I never saw an accident. But until what point that is safe or not? How much we want to give the opportunity for them to be working their skills, but on a way that we're also safe, because everyone will be really smart. They will have focus. Or if we will have a rule for now and some restrictions for a few years, because every newborn, they're going to be really healthy, and they will focus. They have a very high level of attention. So, but that's something we have to talk about. From 2 to 4 meters, what we're going to do. Thank you. We are not going to have science fair as has been done in many different schools, with poster boards, using plastic, and everything is disposal and go to the trash afterwards. So our regular festivals will have presentations of what they're planting. Teachers going to be showing them everything from notebooks to gardens. We'll be showing them. If it's a warm season, they can also go to the agroforestry and see which trees, what they have been doing there. If it's convenient and safe, we are going to have all details about, but the parents can learn. It's important for parents to know their children are learning. That's important. The other thing, for science fair, we are not going to have poster boards of any type for any reason. They're not sustainable for children to make, We can have on the classrooms, the teachers can have some posts that will be used over and over, so all the classes won't be completely empty, right? But on a way that children and teens will be using some small printing size paper with drawings or some essays and or some things like that, for them to expose sometimes and place on their classroom or even some hallways, because we don't want all the walls to be completely empty, because that's not needed. A little bit is fine, not to overwhelm as well, but a little bit is fine. All teachers will be working in couples, a husband and a wife, in the same way as everyone else for all work positions of all countries. So the one that has the certificate, the graduation on that, will be the leader, the one that knows the most, the husband or the wife. And the other one will be the assistant, even that has some training or some certificate already, but the one that gets the most score or already have the certificate will be the leader. Okay, they will work together at all times, be together at all times, and that will be a gift for us to be more united, more together, instead of everyone working by themselves. So that will be beautiful. And they will be trained together, they will take more classes together and continue their education together, and that will be really nice. It is forbidden for schools to offer movies. Why is that? Because we heard many people have movies after tests, after this, and so many movies. So it's a rule, no movies at all. They can see some documentaries if it's related to what they're learning on that grade. They can see. We will have a list of videos and documentaries they can see, but not movies, like family movies. They will be doing that with their own families. Teens will have romantic movies at the hotels when they go out with their partners. Adults will be having romantic movies on themselves, on their cell phones, on themselves. So, because this way we are more organized. School, if they have free time, they're gonna play outside. If the weather is beautiful, for example, in the middle of fall or in the middle of winter, one day the weather is nice, let's go outside. We will follow proper routines, the best as possible, yes. Consistency is very important, yes. But sometimes, if something really beautiful, different happens, yes, let's go outside, let's go play. Or some countries that do not rain for a long time, suddenly it's raining, let them play a little bit outside, right? The young children can play outside, and it will be really nice. Enjoy sometimes different things, because we are humans and we deserve those different moments, those special different moments. But all rules and guidelines for each thing and how often can be will be written down, because consistency is very important. Water play day. All preschools and kindergartens can have water play day with consistency, or every Friday or every other Friday. We are going to decide on these details. But it's very important and so good to play outside. So they're watering their gardens, they will bring clothes to change, and how that will be handled, if you're going to wash those clothes at the school or they will be sent home, what will be the most safe and positive. That details we have to see. But they're not going to play only at pools. They can also play outside and get a little wet, little sprinkles, let's say, or sometimes get wet for real. And if it's warm, if it's a warm summer day, it will be really nice, have something different to do. Okay, for elementary, middle, and high school, they will have proper specific days that will be set up, warm days, for them to have water fun. So they can keep those clothes at school and have a proper day for that. And the clothes, we have to decide if will be washed at school and stay there for the whole year, like shorts. Shorts and a shirt for them to change, or if it will be brought home, because we're avoiding things to go home, right? So if it's just a shirt, t-shirt, shorts, I guess we can, but we'll need underwear as well. I guess can stay the whole year at school, and for them to have fun. And for high school, maybe they will have fun only at the pool and not those days. They can have water fun, but just a sprinkle, not to get too wet. Just a little sprinkle, I think, for high school is more appropriate. and elementary, middle school can be really wet and change everything. And be barefoot and run around. It would be nice to play in the rain, but we don't know if the rain will come on these specific days. And everything we're doing, we're going to have the best as possible specific days for those activities. So everyone, children, teens, can play in the rain with their parents. That's the safest and most positive. They go inside. If they're cold, take a warm shower. Okay? All schools will also have verandas and adult education, university. They can take many classes there. And if it's really windy that they can't handle the paper, they can go inside. But they will be there for clay modeling. They will be there for many other classes that will be possible to be there. Watercolor and the class itself, the major class, and because it's important for us to inhale fresh air, as I said. And if any strong rain comes, a storm or something, they can go inside. It's forbidden for anyone to add things that are not stated for subjects or online or talking about. So every teacher will say exactly what they're supposed to say. So it's important for older children and teens to know a few things about humanity so they will understand, right, where we came from, but not too much. So for our negative historic facts, they will learn the least as possible. And on the future, they can go online if they're interested, because we have to focus on positive historical facts. What awesome happened to each country, to each culture. What beautiful, what's the most inspired from each country. That's what we are going to focus, and not on negative things, because we are starting everything new, everything beautiful, everything special, and everything with high standards. So we can't be focusing negative things. We have to focus only or most in positive things. For subjects that will be brought, teachers have to read and study and read and study so they know what they can and what they cannot say. Even that they know different. They know more, but for something that's not needed, we're not going to teach. We will have some biographies that will really inspire, really, really positive biographies. That's fine. It will be good. They can read, and the little ones can read some on their few sentences, and older ones can read thicker books, but only positive, very positive biographies. All books will be written until 2040 and no more after that. Written and approved by that time, and no one after that. Paper will be something that we will really respect. We will tell the children over and over about paper production in different ways, how it was done in history, and how long it takes for a tree to grow or for a cotton bush to grow, and the work that takes until they become paper. So this, for us to really respect and use paper with care. Save every tiny little small pieces for notes, scrap paper, for children, for teens, because adults do not need scrap paper, with rare exceptions. We need our cell phones, make our notes on cell phones. We just have to get used to it for those that are not used to it yet. But so we have consideration. The other thing is for fruits and food in general. They will be learning over and over how long it takes for a regular tree to grow, that is not grafted, the ones that are grafted. So for them to grow, to flower, to be pollinated, all those flowers, how many insects we need, and soil, and microbes in the soil. So it's so much work, and watering, and sun. So it's really a lot for us to give value, and don't waste any food, to have consideration for moments that schools have too many fruits. They can freeze and use a few weeks later. We're avoiding freezers, but for this situation it's okay, for just in case, because the most important is that we will have fruits for each location. We will study and have fruits for every single month of the year. So our fruit trees will be grafted. We will make a very good study about it, and we will have all zones with proper fruits to be planted, so we have harvest the whole year round. Even in cold areas, we have to find a way, because they still have apple, they still have nuts, they still have quite different harvests. We just have to make a good study and find a way. Everyone will also learn about vitamin D, the importance of vitamin D for everyone, and how much we need. The studies that we had from before, the recent studies as well. And we are not going to have any radiation on yeast and mushroom and soy milk or things like that. They're not needed. We're not going to add vitamin D in any food item. We will have vitamin D from the sun. We will be outside most of the year, and we will process vitamin D, that's actually a hormone, this way. We have to study more about how people on very cold countries will have their vitamin D as well, to keep good levels of vitamin D. We will learn about how we process vitamin D, first in the liver, then in the kidneys, how that works, and how many international units each person needs. So, for infants, children, teens, adults, pregnant women, lactating women, and elders. And how we absorb, because elders absorb less. Why we absorb less? Also for now, for these first years, mostly during this first year, the 28 weeks, people that cannot absorb vitamin D because they have problems on their liver, according to the medication that they were having, or because they're obese. So there are quite a few different things that they cannot absorb or cannot absorb enough of vitamin D. That's essential for all of us. People that have certain types of medication, people that eat food with too many synthetic herbicides and pesticides. So those people have intoxicated liver, so we have to treat the liver so they can absorb vitamin D. Also, we will study we will learn how amazing it is, the process of vitamin D into our bodies. Our cells have all these receptors. All our cells have receptors for vitamin D, and they're important for all our system, for organs and all systems. And it's amazing. We really need, and is important for us. And how we have to be careful now during these 28 weeks. And afterwards, when everyone will be eating healthy, then will be better. But for now, our garden work will be early in the morning or later in the afternoon for hot countries. And the opposite way for cold countries so they can assimilate better vitamin D. We will also learn how vitamin D and other practices that we'll have will improve our genetics. So those are just basic things, and will be really important for even children to learn, according to their age group, quite many things about food, nutrition, vitamin D, and all the other things we have been talking about. During the 2-year class, we will learn quite many different things. It's a 2-year nature course. Sacred waters, sacred lands, natural resources, community gardens, and agroforestry, because we also have to cover our planet Earth. And we will learn about local food systems, family nutrition, and vitamin D as well. And for university students, we will be learning about the latest and most accurate studies that we will choose to teach everyone the same. And we will also have a few other things like practices. We will have the volunteer hours, 100 volunteer hours, that's what I'm thinking, and continuing education, and everyone will have a proper interview. Right now, the teachers that are coming for the conferences will have interview with the headquarters. And those that will be coming afterwards for the course will be guided on how they will have their proper teachers. And we will have training for teachers as well in all universities. For all children and teens, they will learn everything with their own teachers. During this 2-year training, we will also have work about botany, the plant nomenclature, if we need to do improvement on that or not. We're going to examine everything, and also about pollination, entomology, and family-friendly practices in general, fruits, vegetables, gardens, and grafting, pathology. Just in case we need, right? It's better we learn, because we will have a great biodiverse environment, but we need to learn also about diseases, plant propagation, and safe pesticides and things for inside the house and also for outside the house, soil testing, water testing, wildlife, everything also according to their zone. So we will learn a lot. And we have requirements, and we have previous qualification. What we really need will be posted online for everyone. For teachers that will be teaching others, will be tests online and essays and things like that, and interviews, and hopefully as soon as possible we will have teachers in our universities following the program online and practicing with their assigned students. All educational sites will have the same type of registration for all countries, the same type of documentation, such as regular assignments and also transcripts. Everything will be exactly the same for all countries to make our lives easier. We will also learn how to cure ourselves, how to cure a family member if needed. So we will have different ways and few different practices that are approved by the headquarters and every teacher attending the conference. So we have a common sense for what we will be practicing, how we can cure ourselves, how we can cure others, not only with Of course, food, nutrition, workout, vitamin D, sun exposure, fresh air for immune system, all those things that we're talking. But also about how we can meditate, focus, and cure someone. That will be very special for us to learn. Thank you so much for listening, and will be a gift for you, government leader, to already approve all our work with the Clean Water and Peace Organization, and make it simple that from now on all the rules and guidelines will be as stated by the Clean Water and Peace Organization, because we're going to have quite a few updates, and then on the launching day we will have a better version of everything with more details. And for the teachers that are coming to the conference, and for all volunteers, all families of this planet Earth, thank you so much for trying, for learning, for sharing with others that do not know yet. And so we will have everyone united for good, positive, sustainable practices for all of us. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day.